My name is Ibrahim Asila. I'm a Gambian journalist. I started my journalism career in the Gambia, where I grew up in the profession, and later I started working with the international media, and happily I worked with different news organizations in different parts of Africa. Strangely now, and very interestingly for that matter, I have a career shift where rather than reporting from the field, I am now managing projects using the media in different parts of Africa to enhance development outcomes. I've decided to make this short video as a direct reaction, but also to show solidarity following a call by some Gambian women activists who are based in the diaspora but very active on the social media, who challenge Gambian men to show solidarity to the women compatriots, both in the Gambia and outside of the Gambia, in this month of October, being a month set aside by the international community to reflect on violence against women. And this came at a time for us in the Gambia where since the past 2 weeks we've been hearing some very disturbing stories about cases of rape against young girls, some as young as 17, 16. And the scary stories are that these girls are lured into this trap that they'll be provided jobs at the State House as protocol officers, only to be used as sex slaves. Some luckily have escaped into neighboring countries in West Africa, according to the reports of some of the online news media that report on the Gambia. And their experiences are very scary if the reports are anything to go by. And the biggest shock is that the very people who are meant to, or who are supposed to provide protection to not only this girl but to the entire population, are the very people at the core, at the center of this allegation. It is very embarrassing, but also it is very scary listening to the experiences of some of these victims and what actually has been happening to them while under captivity. We've also heard of stories where you have many others who are also virtually captive of the system, where they are provided accommodation at our State House, and later pimps will come pick them, and then they would be violated sexually. One of the scary stories that I've heard, and which I thought is very serious, is that some of these young girls, in fact, were virgins, where they will be sexually abused and their blood used as voodoo to please ancient gods, so that the present government can remain in power. How far true it is, is still to be verified, but as well as the case, allegations of rape are indeed very serious. Serious to the extent that when such allegations are made, any responsible government should shift into action to ensure that such allegations are investigated and properly investigated, so that if they are proven to be true, the victims could be saved and the perpetrators punished. But since the allegations came out, what we've been hearing and what we've been seeing is that the mainly media heads, who are women, in fact, who actually broke this story, are the ones that the government's propaganda machinery has been directed against, where some of them are also equally abused, their private lives kind of discussed in the open. Most of it, in fact, are found to be untrue. Personally, as someone who grew up in the Gambia, I was fortunate to be in different parts of Gambia, because my elder brother was a headmaster, and I could see all throughout how people cared for us, how society cared for us. And I doubt, without their support, without their care, whether I would be who I am today. And that is why I'm very worried about the story of rape against these girls. Because, what is also more of a concern to me is that as a parent, I remember being a young couple with my wife. We've been to different parts of Africa. We've not been fortunate enough like other young couples in the Gambia who have all their parents and their relatives around them, bringing up their children. We did it on our own. But we were surrounded by caring people wherever we found ourselves in. We were surrounded by people who actually, share with us the dignity of life, the value of life. And I remember the joy of, bringing up small children. And also, I could also see whenever my parents or my wife's parents, visit us wherever we were, how, happy they were always when they see their grandchildren, pouncing on them and then, jumping over and on them. It was a very exciting moment, because all throughout we always have this, ambition to bring up children, to give whatever we could, to make sure that they grow up in a society to realize their full potential. And I hope also, and I believe that this is the aim of any parent, and I believe also that this is the ambition of any parent. Now, all of a sudden to hear that a child that you've been nurturing, that you've been doing whatever you could, to make sure that she grew up in a society, to be something in that society, to hear that that child has been permanently destroyed, raped, is a very sad thing. It's very difficult to bear as a parent, and I don't want to shift blame, because that will not solve the problem. But I believe it is a collective responsibility, particularly that these victims are girls, vulnerable to the point that they have given themselves to you, to take care of them, to give them a job, only to be sexually abused. I think it's a very sad, scary story, and we hope that this story, if it is true, the government of the Gambia will do whatever it could to make sure that these people are free from this sexual bondage. We have senior ministers in our government that are also women. They have daughters, they have sisters. All of us have sisters, aunts, moms, grandmoms. And it is really sad to imagine that a young girl as vulnerable as she is to be used and misused in this manner. And I think that it is high time for the government of the Gambia to take its responsibility fully to investigate this matter, because any allegation of rape ought to be taken very seriously. Those who have escaped are already, we are told, in safe places in neighboring countries. They need support. We call on the international community and organizations that provide support to women to do all what they can to provide counseling and support to these victims. They need us. Our solidarity is very crucial at this very serious moment in their life. And we also hope that we, the Gambian men, will continue to sow and to be responsible, so that together we can save our girls. We can allow them to grow up in a society where their full potentials will be realized. All around the world, issues like this could bring down an entire government. But in a country like ours, where everything is a hugely contested territory, I doubt whether any meaningful investigation will be done. But history is recording. The long arm of the law would catch up with them, the perpetrators, those who are identified as being the ones who are part of this. And we hope that sanity could prevail to allow these children, those that are alleged to be still captive, so that they can go back to their families and they can continue to be provided with the necessary support and care that is needed. Human rights issues should be a concern to all. They are sacrosanct, and therefore, it is a belief that people are born with their rights, and when those rights are violated with blatant impunity, it should be the responsibility of all to stand up, to speak, not only to speak against it, but to challenge it in any way possible. And that is my motivation. Having been somebody who also have suffered various cases of abuse in the hands of our government, I feel it is a moral obligation on me to speak against this very heinous crime against our girls. So on behalf of myself, and also on behalf of all those who care and then who show solidarity with the women of the Gambia and also outside of the Gambia, I say that we are with you in spirit. We believe that this fight that you have started is our collective responsibility, and we will continue to be part of it at any level. Thank you.